Om Shanti. This is the Avyakt Murli of 24th of February, 1985. And the title is The Confluence Age is the Age of All Elevated Attainments. Today, Bab Dada was looking at all the special souls everywhere who are embodiments of attainment. On the one side are the many souls who have temporary attainment, that is, where there is attainment as well as lack of attainment. Today there is attainment, and tomorrow there is lack of attainment. So on the one side are embodiments of innumerable attainments and lack of attainment. On the other side are you very few special souls who are embodiments of attainments for all time. Baba was seeing the great difference between the two. Bab Dada was pleased to see the children who are embodiments of attainment. You children who are the embodiments of attainment are so multi-million times fortunate. You special souls have had so much attainment that you have multi-millions in your every step. In worldly life, in a life of being an embodiment of all attainments, the attainments of 4 special things are essential. 1. Relationships that give happiness. 2. Nature and sanskars that are always cool and loving. 3. Elevated wealth of a true income. 4. Elevated actions and elevated contexts. If you have the attainment of these 4 things, there is success and happiness in your worldly life too. However, the attainments of a worldly life are attainments for a temporary period. Today, relationships are such that they give happiness, whereas tomorrow, those same relationships will be such that they cause sorrow. Today there is success, and tomorrow there isn't. In contrast, you elevated souls who are embodiments of attainment always have all these 4 attainments in this elevated, alokik life because you have an imperishable relationship directly with the bestower of happiness, the bestower of all attainments. This relationship is one that will never cause you sorrow or deceive you. In perishable relationships, at present there is sorrow or deception. In the imperishable relationship, there is true love, there is happiness. So you always have love and all relationships of happiness with the Father. Not a single relationship is missing. You can experience attainment through any relationship you want. Whatever relationship a soul finds lovely, God fulfills the responsibility of love through that relationship. You have made God the one with whom you have all relationships. At no other time throughout the whole cycle can such an elevated relationship be attained. So, you have also attained the relationship. Together with that, because you always have an elevated nature and godly sanskars in this alokik divine life, your nature and sanskars never cause sorrow to anyone. Whatever are the sanskars of Bap Dada are the sanskars of you children. The nature of Bap Dada is the nature of the children. Swabhav, feelings of the self, one's nature, means always to have soul-conscious feelings towards everyone. Swa also means elevated. The feeling of the self or elevated feelings is Swabhav, nature, always to be a great donor, merciful, and a world benefactor are the sanskars of the father, and so should also be your sanskars. This is why nature and sanskars always give you the attainment of happiness. In the same way, you have the wealth of a true income that gives you happiness. So, how many imperishable treasures have you received? Each one of you is a master of the mines of treasures. You haven't just received treasures, but you have received infinite, countless treasures which you can continue to increase as you continue to spend and use. The more you spend them, the more they increase. You have experienced this, have you not? For what reason do you earn your physical wealth? So that you can eat dal and roti in happiness, and that your family can be happy. So that you have a good name in the world. Look at yourselves. You are receiving dal and roti of such happiness and joy. It is remembered. Eat dal and roti and sing the praise of God. You are eating the dal and roti that is remembered in this way. You Brahmin children have Bap Dada's guarantee that Brahmin children cannot be deprived of dal and roti. You may not get food in which there is some attraction, but you will definitely receive dal and roti. You have dal and roti, your family is okay, and your name is glorified so much. Your name is glorified so much that even though you have reached your last birth, many souls are accomplishing their work successfully through the name of your non-living images. They take the name of you deities and accomplish their work successfully. Your name is glorified to this extent. Your name is not glorified for just one birth, but your name is glorified for the whole cycle. So you are the ones who have the true wealth of happiness. By coming into connection with the Father, connection with you has also become elevated. Connection with you is so elevated that souls are thirsty for even a second's connection with your non-living images. They are so thirsty simply to have a connection, a glimpse of you. They continue to stay awake throughout the whole night. They continue to call out for connection, for even 1 second's glimpse. They continue to shout out so much, and they tolerate so much just to be able to go in front of them. It is just an image, and such images are also in their homes, and yet they are so thirsty to have a personal connection with that particular image for even a second. Because of belonging to the one unlimited Father, you have a connection with souls of the whole world. You now belong to the unlimited family. You are now connected to all souls of the world. So you have attained all four things eternally. This is why you have a constantly happy life. You have a life of being an embodiment of attainment. There is nothing lacking in the life of Brahmins. This is your song, is it not? Are you such embodiments of attainment? Or do you have to become that? So, as you were told, today Baba was looking at the children who are embodiments of attainment. People of the world make so much effort for that elevated life. And what did you do? Did you make effort, or did you simply have love? You made the Father belong to you out of your love for Him. So people of the world make effort and you attained him through your love for him. You said Baba, and you received the key to the treasures. What do people of the world say if you ask them? It is very difficult to earn something. It is very difficult to live in this world. And what do you say? You earn multi-millions at every step. And it is so easy for you to move along in this life. And since you are in the flying stage, you have been saved from simply walking. You say, let alone walking, we are flying. There is so much difference. Today, Bap Dada was looking at all the children of the world. Everyone is totally busy in their love for attainment. But what is the result? They are all busy searching for something. Look at the scientists. They are so engrossed in their research that they can't think of anything else. Look how the great souls are engaged in their seeking God. Because of a small illusion, they are deprived of attainment. Because of the illusion of thinking souls to be the Supreme Soul, or thinking that God is omnipresent, they still remain seeking. They remained deprived of their attainment. Scientists, too, have become lost in their research, thinking that they have to go a little further, and they will reach the moon, the stars, and then create a world there. Look how the scholars of the scriptures have become lost in the web of finding a meaning to the scriptures. They have kept the aim of finding a meaning in the scriptures and have been deprived of the meaning. Look how political leaders are lost in running around after a position. Look how ignorant souls of the world have just sat down holding onto the support of a little glimpse of a perishable attainment, thinking it to be the true support. And what did you do? They have become lost in all of that, and you have attained. You have ended illusion. Therefore, you have become embodiments of attainment. This is why you are the elevated souls who are always embodiments of attainment. Bap Dada is especially congratulating the double foreigners because out of all the souls of the world, the eye of recognition of you elevated souls remained powerful so that you recognized and attained. So, seeing the eye of recognition in the double foreign children, Bap Dada is singing their praise. Wah, children, wah. Because even while living in a faraway land, even while having a different religion, while having different customs and systems, you have recognized your real Father closely, although far away. You have now come into a close relationship. You have now understood the customs and systems of Brahmin life to be your own customs and systems and have adopted them easily in your life. This is known as being especially lovely and lucky children. Just as children have special happiness, so Bap Dada too has special happiness. Souls of the Brahmin family had reached different corners of the world, but the elevated souls in every corner who had become separated have once again reached their family. The Father searched for you, and you recognized him, and this is why you claimed a right to the attainment. Acha, to the children who are embodiments of imperishable attainment, to the children who always have the experience of all relationships, to the children who always have imperishable wealth, to the children who always have elevated sanskars, like the fathers, and who always maintain elevated feelings of the self, to those who are treasure stores of all attainments and great donors of all attainments, Bapdada's love, remembrance, and namaste. Today, Bapdada celebrated a meeting with the children throughout the whole night and gave love and remembrance at 7 a.m. in the morning and bade them farewell. Bapdada conducted an early morning class. By listening to the elevated versions from Bapdada every morning, you have become great souls. So, with the music of the mind, listen to today's essence throughout the day of how you have become great by listening to the elevated versions. You are always instruments to carry out the greatest task of all. You are the great donor souls for all souls through your thoughts, words, and connection, and you are the souls who always have a right to invoke the great age. Just remember this. To the elevated souls who always maintain this elevated awareness, to the specially beloved, long lost, and now found children, Bapdada's love, remembrance, and good morning. Namaste from the Father to those who are to become emperors in the future and who are the emperors at the present time. Acha, to the serviceable sisters group. What service plans are you now making? At present, there are two special authorities in the world. One, the authority of politics. Two, the authority of religion. The religious leaders and the political leaders. There are people with different occupations, but the authority is with these two. So, these two authorities should now have such a clear experience that the authority of those of religion has become without authority, and people with the authority of politics should experience that they have the authority of politics in name, but they now don't really have any authority. How should you make them experience this? What is the way to do this? Give the experience of purity and unity to all the political and religious leaders. Because of the lack of these two things, both authorities are weak. When they receive a clear explanation of what purity is and what unity is, they will understand that they themselves are weak and that you are powerful. Especially turn this, the special way to make the authorities of religion feel that they are without authority is to prove purity, prove unity to those who belong to the field of politics. Turn this topic. Make plans and make these plans reach them. If you prove both of these powers, then you will very easily hoist the flag of God's authority. There now has to be special attention paid to both of these. Internally, they understand this, but they still have that external arrogance. When they come into close contact with you, who have the powers of purity and unity, they themselves will begin to speak about these. Do you understand? When you prove that both these authorities are weak, revelation will take place. Acha, now a serviceable group is always content anyway. You are the contented yogis who are content with yourselves, with your companions, and your service in every way. You have claimed the certificate of this contentment, have you not? Bap Dada and the instrument Dadis and Didis should give you a certificate that yes, you are contented yogis. You receive the certificate while walking and moving around. Acha, you never have off mood, do you? You never become tired of service and have an off mood, do you? You don't think, well, what is there to do? What is the rush for? Do you? So, now check all these things in yourself. If there is anything lacking, then change yourself, because the serviceable souls means to perform every action on the stage. While on the stage, you have to take every step in an elevated and yukti-yukt manner. Never think that you are sitting in a center in such and such a country, but that you are sitting on the stage of the world. By having this awareness, your every action will automatically become elevated. There are many who are following you. Therefore, if you constantly follow the Father, then those who are following you will also be following the Father. So, indirectly, they will be following the Father, because every action of yours is following the Father. Therefore, always have this awareness. Acha, because of your love, you are beyond making effort. Meeting groups, do all of you experience yourselves to be the special souls who have the elevated confluence-aged life? Throughout the whole cycle, you will never receive such an elevated life. Even in the golden age, you won't have such a life because now you have become the direct children of the Father. Later, the remembrance of the Father will be merged. It will not be in an emerged form like it is now. Now, you have the special happiness of remembrance. Do you not? This is why this life is extremely elevated. Always have the happiness of such a life. You belong to the Father, and He always makes you move forward in order to make you full. As is the Father, so the children too should be the same. The Father is always full in all aspects. He is not just according to capacity. Therefore, the children too should always be full. Always keep this aim in your awareness. The Father is pleased to see the children from so many different places who now belong to the Father. The Father searched for you everywhere and made you belong to Him. The Father didn't leave His children. He found you no matter how far away you had gone, because He knows what stage you have reached having become separated from Him. The Father always remembers the elevated form of embodiment of attainment that you children were. What do you remember? Do you remember your perfect form? Always stay in remembrance of your perfect angelic form. All of you are now lighthouses. You are embodiments of light, but you are also those who give light to others. Darkness automatically goes when light comes. You don't have to make the effort to chase it away, so those who always remain lighthouses easily become conquerors of Maya. You have now experienced this over a long time, whether it is 1 year or 6 months. Even 6 months of the confluence age is so long. To experience something over a period of 6 months is to be experienced in that over a long period of time. So, all of you are souls who have the authority of experience. Make others full of authority. Give the water of Bap Dada's sustenance to the flowers and bring very good spiritual roses in front of the Father. Always be an instrument, like the Father, and with the good wishes of benefiting all souls, continue to move forward. Souls who become instruments, like the Father, always have success. Acha, blessing, may you be seated on Bap Dada's heart throne and remain fearless and carefree by constantly being in a place of safety. Bap Dada's heart throne is the most elevated place of all. Those who are always seated on Bap Dada's heart throne always remain safe. Maya cannot come to them. Souls who are seated on the heart throne are fearless and carefree. This is fixed and guaranteed. So, sit on the heart throne. Maintain the intoxication that you are now seated on Bap Dada's heart throne, and you will be seated on the throne of a kingdom for many births. When you have this spiritual intoxication, waves of sorrow cannot come. Slogan: when there is no type of burden on your intellect, you are said to be double light angel. Om Shanti.